Coffee Break with me. Woo! Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you today? Today I'm back with is it the fourth? I think this is the third or the fourth installment of my top 5 collaboration series with my best friend Samantha from Sammy's Makeup Corner. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you've been missing out for like the last month. Basically, my friend Sam and I are filming our top 5 favorites blank. Lipsticks, bronzers, blushes, highlights. We've already done sculpting products, blushes, and highlights. Today we're gonna do palettes. And the reason we're doing it together is because we have very different skin types, skin tones, and preferences, basically. So, like you guys already know, I have neutral to warm undertones, I have regular skin, she has fair, she's very fair, she has cool undertones, and she has oily skin. So we just thought, you know what, this is a really great idea because we're opening options, or we're displaying so many more options to all our subscribers. And I don't know, we hope you guys really find it beneficial because maybe you don't have warm undertones like I do, and you may learn or pick up something really cool from Sam's channel. Anyway, so I'm gonna link her video and her channel in the description box below so that you guys can check there. So basically, it's like we're doing a top 10 video. You're getting 5 here, and you're getting 5 there, and that's just how we do it here in the Coffee Break hood. No? Not really. Okay. Let's just move on. So let's go ahead and get started. These aren't in no particular order, by the way. I was gonna say my number 1, but no, it's not my number 1. They're in no particular order. My first favorite is the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. What? Like a $5 eyeshadow palette? Yeah, actually, this palette it was the very first palette that I bought at the drugstore, and I was like, I'm such a badass, like I'm gonna do a tutorial using this eyeshadow 8 Octo palette. Anyway, this is such a great palette, you guys. It is so pretty. You have 4 shades that are warm neutrals, and then you have 4 shades that are cool greens, but it is an amazing palette, such an affordable price. I mean, this one has a dupe for, I think it's, ooh, that kind of looks like Kindness from my ColourPop quad, doesn't it? It is so silky. I think it's a dupe for either MAC Club or Blue Brown. I'm not even sure, but who cares? Look at that beauty. Anyway, this is an amazing palette. If you kind of want a palette that is still going to be neutral but a little adventurous, go to the drugstore and get yourself the Comfort Zone palette because it's awesome. My next favorite palette has definitely, hands down, have to be the Kat Von D Shade+Light Eye palette. And you're like, Dani, you've had that for like 2 minutes. How can that be one of your top 5? Listen, this is such a well-rounded, well-planned out, well-thought-out palette that you need it in your collection. I mean, it's 3 different quads, a cool, a warm, and a neutral. It covers all bases. I mean, this could be one of those palettes that you don't even think about, and you throw it in your suitcase and you can create so many looks with it. You could throw a couple of ColourPop shadows in there too, like pops of color or pops of sparkle or glitter, and I mean, you're set. You could do a like sexy, dramatic black smoky eye. You could do a wearable like daytime look. You could even use some of these for contouring and highlighting your face. Yeah, I said it. If you want to know more about this palette, I will link a video in the description box below. So that's my number 2 in no particular order. My number 3 is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, and this palette has kind of a long history with me because my husband bought it for me as a surprise originally, and I didn't like it. And I felt so bad because he was like, oh, the girl at Sephora said that you need this, it's brand new. And it was when it was like the chubby packaging, and I was like, no, been there, done that, like, it's nothing special. But the more I used it, I was like, I'm so sorry, sweetie, I'm so sorry. You're amazing, you're majestic, you're magical. Everyone needs you in their life. And although I like the chocolate bar, the semi-sweet chocolate bar, Nothing's gonna compare to this suckerito right here. This guy is awesome. It's awesome because I think this is a palette that, even though it leans more neutral, it's not really warm, it's not really cool. It's kind of a neutrals palette. It has a lot of possibilities. I mean, it has like the shimmery highlight, it has the matte highlight, it has so many awesome transition shades. I mean, from this warm one to this cool, you know what I'm saying, right? It has like a beautiful gold. It smells awesome. It has this olive right here and this purple. Like, this purple totally doesn't belong in the palette, but trust me, it's beautiful. Well, let me show you. I mean, what am I just doing? Like, blah, blah, blah. I'm not even showing you guys anything. There's that beautiful purple color. Oh, let me show you this gold. This gold is like, I need that in my life. Those are those two shades. Let me swatch them next to this awesome Wet n Wild one. You see that? Oh, look at that beauty. When I was trying to find my top 5 palettes for you guys, I was like, God, they're all neutrals. But Sam was like, Dani, you have to be honest. You have to tell us what your top 5 are, your favorites. They're your favorites, not what people would like, what you like. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll show you guys my top 5 favorites. The next one is my very first expensive purchase, and that's the Original Naked palette. I love you. This was my, oh, you guys, I did hours and hours and hours of research on which Naked palette to buy, the 1 or the 2. I have used the Naked palette twice. And it's probably like 5 years old. I've probably used it like twice. This one here is awesome. I love this Naked palette. I mean, the other Naked palettes can die. As long as this one survives, I don't even care. So this is what the Naked palette looks like. It's a little dirty and beat up because it's well loved, but look at the amazing-osity of this palette. I say amazing-osity a lot. It's not really a word, but you get what I'm saying. So, I mean, look. I think the #1 best-selling Urban Decay eyeshadow is Sin, which is this really beautiful pinky highlight shade. And this kind of reminds me of Naked Lunch from MAC, actually, now that I think about it, except it's nicer. Right there, you see that? Ooh, that is so pretty. And then my 2 favorite eyeshadows of life ever, of all existence, are Naked and Buck. And they're actually these 2 shades right here in the palette. I use this one as my transition shade, and I use Buck as my crease or outer V shade when I don't even want to think about it. I'm like boom, 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 and then on the edge, and boom, I have like the best look ever. Like the most neutral, flattering, amazing look ever. It's like my go-to look. And when I found out that they sold these as singles, I bought them as singles. Even though I have them in the palette, I also have them as singles because why not? But it also has Half Baked, which is another really great gold shadow. Dark Horse, which is almost like an olivey brown or bronze shade. And then these 2 here at the end. Actually, Hustle is one of my favorites. This is like a, almost like, oh, well, let me show you. Why do I try to describe things for you when I could just show you, right? That's right there. It's like a taupey, purpley brown goodness, deliciousness. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, the Naked palette. But you're like, you know what, Dani? Just stop it. Just stop it. You are too fancy, all right? You need to like back up with your fanciness. If you don't want to spend the, I don't know, how much is it now? Like $50, $60? I can't keep up with Urban Decay's prices, but if you don't have that money to spend on that, or you don't want to, hey, Pati Dubroff. So this doesn't count as my top 5. This is just an alternative for you guys. So my homie, Pati Dubroff, she has no idea who I am. She probably thinks I'm annoying too if she ever realized who I was. Pati Dubroff is like thug life status of the makeup artist world. She's had her hands on Angelina Jolie, Charlize Theron. I mean, name the A-lister, like name the Hollywood A-lister, and she's touched their face. She has this palette. It's exclusive to Costco, and you're like, Costco, what? Yeah, it's exclusive to Costco because Costco's like everyone's jam. And look at this. I think it's like 20 bucks. The shadows are silky, soft, buttery, and delicious. I mean, this color here looks like Sin. This color here looks like Buck. you just look at this one. Vapor looks just like, what is that? Let me see. What is that shade? Gunmetal. So, I mean, the shades in this palette are awesome. Let's see. Right here. So you're like, yeah, I want a neutral palette for sure. I need one in my life. Like I just showed you like 17 neutral palettes. But you don't want to spend, you know, the $50 or $60 or whatever. And my last of my top 5 favorite eyeshadow palettes is not really a palette at all. In fact, it's basically a product of my imagination, and that's a Z palette. So let me show you guys kind of what I'm talking about. Did you guys get all confused because you didn't realize how close this was to me? A lot of you say like, oh my God, I never realized how close that was. Yeah, it's like a foot behind me. So I have 2 customizable palettes that I want to show you. Bam! These are my 2 favorites. And I have a fancy version and then I have an affordable alternative. And to be quite honest, I'm digging the affordable alternative actually a lot. So this is my customized MAC palette. It's all neutrals. You can see it's kind of boring. I mean, how many neutrals can you get? And for some reason, when I look at it in a customized palette like this, I don't feel inspired. I'm like, okay, so what am I gonna do? I'm gonna take that reddish warm brown into the crease. I'm gonna take that like matte vanilla creamy shade to the brow bone. Big whoop, nothing special, gold on the lid. You know what I mean? Like I look at it and I'm like, okay, it's awesome. So this is my MAC Neutrals palette. Actually, I was thinking about doing a video where I just go through each one of these and show you the color, the name, and a swatch. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. And then this one, hello, sweetie. This is the extra large Z palette, the jumbo size. I think this is like the Mama Z palette. I don't know, it's the big one. And these are my Coastal Scents shadows. And Coastal Scents single eyeshadows are called Hot Pots, and they always go on sale for 99 cents. They're usually $1.99, I believe, $1.94, $1.99, but they go on sale for 99 cents, and you can get yourself like 70 different colors. Well, no, that'd be $70. You don't want to spend that much on shadows. But basically, if you want to have funkified, awesome, gnarly, like really unique, fun shades in your collection, or you want to get your collection started, get yourself a Z palette, go crazy and pick out all the fun colors that you want. And these are really awesome shadows. A lot of you were telling me on Instagram like, oh, you know, Coastal Scents shadows are like crappy, they're cheap, whatever. Look, they're $1 and they're very hit or miss. If you wanted to get like all mattes, I would say be careful because with the mattes, they can be hit or miss. But if you choose like the metallic ones, the texture and the color or the pigmentation is just like the Makeup Geek foiled shadows. Albeit Marlena uses really high quality ingredients, you know, and she has a really awesome work ethic and belief behind her cosmetics, which I totally appreciate. But this is a $1 shadow, so what do you expect? It's awesome, it's beautiful. Oh my God, let me just show you. Like, why am I wasting time talking to you guys about it when I could just show you? See what I mean? Like, these are such beautiful eyeshadows. Like, where can I show you? Let's do it right here. So there's one, there's another, and there's another. You see? Oh, aren't these like so pretty? I'm the worst at swatches, FYI. So yeah, you guys, I mean, top 5 palettes. I had to throw in a customizable one, you know, because you could put whatever the heck you want in here. You could depot, you could create your perfect palette. It could be your, I should do like the perfect palette tag where I design, you know, the best colors that I would put into one palette. I don't know what I'm talking about. Guys, it's literally like midnight right now, so I'm a little delirious. So again, my top 5 are a customizable palette, a naked palette or the cheaper alternative, the Too Faced chocolate bar palette, the original, the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye contour palette, and the Comfort Zone from Wet n Wild. I love this palette, you guys. It's so awesome. Like every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, little guy, you inspire me so much. And it's such an affordable palette. I will link, list, price, all that good stuff in the description box below. So if you wanted to kind of do your own research on these palettes, you'll have that resource down there. I'm so uncomfortable. You'll have that resource down there. Also, check out Sam's top 5. I kind of already know what they are, and she made really good choices because she's very cognizant of her cool undertones. So you're gonna see a big difference between her choices and mine. So I really hope you guys will go check out her video. It will be linked in the description box below. And I think that's it, guys. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, if you found this video useful, entertaining, or learned something, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, this coffee break is over. Bye, guys.